Welcome back, it's Zion from Uke On Demand, and this week we're teaching how to play God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. This arrangement works with both high G and low G ukuleles. We'll go over the first part of the tutorial in this video, but you can get the rest of the lesson and the tabs at ukeondemand.com. So to begin, this section, played slowly, will sound like this. And to play that part, we're going to start out with open strings. We'll pick the open A string by itself. And then starting from the C string, we'll strum down, keeping it nice and easy. Pinky comes up here, pick the 7th fret of A. And then we're going to go into a barred E chord. Now we're going to go into an easier alternative to this position in just a second, but to play it like how I did in the video, we'd start by picking the 7th fret of A and then going into the barred E chord where we leave the pinky where it is, but we add the index finger to the 4th fret. And if this chord is a little bit tricky for you, there are ways to simplify it. If you want to sort of remove the chord out from this section, you have two options. You can just pick the 4th fret of E with that 7th fret of A, and that will remove the need for doing a bar at all. Or you can simplify it down even further and just pick the 7th fret of A and remove all the other notes altogether. It's up to you, however hard or difficult you want to make the song. But either way, after that position, whether you do the bar, the full bar, or the mini version, or whichever version you do, we're just going to go to the 5th fret of A. And then into an A minor. Now this will look a little bit different than your standard A minor, which is just the 2nd fret of G. We'll still have that note, but we'll be adding the ring finger to the 3rd fret of A along with that. You strum the whole chord, drop down to the 2nd fret of A, and then we're going to remove a finger off the A string, and that way we can play a normal A minor chord. And pick 3rd fret E. Now we're going to go into an F chord, which you probably already know. But just in case you don't, it's just the 1st fret of the E and the 2nd fret of the G. I'm going to strum the entire chord. Pivot your fingers so you can add the 2nd fret of A to the fretboard. And here's why we left that chord there. So now we can just shift our fingers back. And still, this is still an F chord, still our basic F chord shape. We're just adding the ring finger to the 3rd fret of A. And strum that entire chord. From here, we're just going to pick the 5th fret of A by itself. And again, we go into our barred E chord, which you know how to simplify if you wish to. Alright, and after that initial strum, we just got some extra notes just to sort of carry us into the next measure, which will just be the 4th fret of E, or of C, E, and A. So now that you know how to play this bar, let's go back to the beginning and play it together very slowly. And that would lead us into the next section, So you'll probably like this song because it does repeat itself a little bit. This next bar is almost completely identical to bar 1. So you've already learned 2/5 of the song by learning just the first bar. So since you already know how to do this, we'll just go through it pretty quickly. Again, we've got those open strings, 7th fret, and then barred E chord, or whichever easier alternative you like. 5th fret A minor, 2nd fret A, and then your standard A minor, 3rd fret E, F chord, 2nd fret A, and then shift, so we get the full F chord with the 3rd fret of A still on it. 5th fret A, and barred E chord. Now here's where it actually gets a little bit different. After we pick the 4th fret of E and 4th fret of C, instead of picking the open A string like we did in the previous bar, we're instead going to keep that bar chord where it is and just pick the 7th fret of A. So putting this bar together very slowly, but without any direction this time. And that very last note that we play is actually the first word that will launch us into the next part of the song, which sounds like this. And you can get that part of the tutorial and the tabs on our website, ukeondemand.com.